Islam Makhachev is the greatest of all time, according to his coach, Javier Mendez.
As I think he's bordering on close to being the greatest of all time. You know, this win, hopefully we get by this one and then one more. Then I don't know if there's going to be any question on who's the greatest fighter of all time.
Or at least in 1 to 2 fights, he might be one of the greatest, according to his coach. We're going to cover all 5 of the sort of metrics that people tend to use when talking about the greatest in mixed martial arts history. We'll start off with dominance. Khabib is the person that comes to my mind as the most dominant in every single round. A lot of people say that he never lost a round. I've heard other people say he did suffer a defeat, but he was fairly dominant, meaning it wasn't ever close when Khabib fought. He had a game plan and no one could stop him when he was doing it. Another metric is longevity. Jon Jones has 16 title fight victories, and he has such a long history in the sport of continuously winning. Now, of course, there's the Dominic Reyes, fiasco or disagreement where, people like me or some other people might say, I don't know about that fight. There's a fight here or there. There's the illegal knee. There's the fact that he did drugs. So that kind of taints the overall legacy of that fighter. Demetrious Johnson also holds 11 title fight wins, and he had such an incredible knack of figuring out his opponent and just using different kinds of game plans to overcome everyone. And so, he has a lot of victories as well. GSP is also known as one of the greats. That was before my time, unfortunately. I wasn't able to see everything that happened with him, but he seemed to finish pretty strong. And even to this day, you see videos of this guy, he's still on top of it. He's still a disciplined martial artist. And it's a respectable way of looking at the world in his way, because he's very human, but he conquered, the fear that he had. He talks about the fear that he had when he went to fight, throwing up, not being able to sleep. So definitely in the conversation. For me, though, all these things are sweet. Pantoja is always on a run. He just injured his shoulder as a freak accident. But for me, I put another metric in there, and it's the story that goes with it. It's the human aspect. And of course, all these people that I mentioned are great. But when you think about someone like Dustin Poirier behind me, when you think about someone like Alex Pereira or Charles Oliveira coming from, a really tough place, that's what does it for me is I want to see, I want to see the success, and I want to see the numbers and the strikes and the dominance and all that. But I also want to see your story. Francis Ngannou, he talks about trying to escape the country. He was in a really bad position. He couldn't afford a pencil at school. He got teased. He was working in the salt mines, tries to leave so many times. And it's those stories of overcoming triumph that really speak to me. And that's why I made that documentary channel, to really try and tell these guys' story. That's a factor for me, because I want to connect with them on a human element to see what they overcame. So if you want to see some of those documentaries, Owen Lee Productions is the name of that channel. Subscribe there, subscribe here, and go outside, touch grass, train hard, and kick butt. We'll see you soon.